Hey guys, this is Smartphone Everything, and today we're going to talk about the history of OnePlus. OnePlus was the beginning of something special. The year was 2013 and Pete Lau and Cao Pei formed a company that's going to shake the smartphone world forever. Never Settle slogan was born and became something of a quote for a lot of tech enthusiasts. The idea was to make an affordable phone with a flagship specs and performance. They believed that a lot of manufacturers were becoming too expensive and that they can make a device almost as good as them for a much lower selling price. And today, we can say they were right. OnePlus One launched in 2014 and the hype in the tech world was at its peak. $299 was the price, and at that time it was an unbelievable offer for these specs. 5.46-inch IPS display with full HD resolution, 13-megapixel rear camera, Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 processor, 3GB of RAM, and a 3100 mAh battery. It had the best price to specs ratio on the market. OnePlus sold over 1 million units by the end of 2014 and made revenue of $300 million. By all accounts, it was a massive success for a new company. Following year, OnePlus 2 released, but the critics were not going easy on them. The phone sold well and the company made their projected numbers, but more and more people started talking about what's going to happen with OnePlus in the future. Everything came down to OnePlus 3. It was 2016 and everyone was waiting to see if they can really make the ultimate smartphone to show everyone they're here to stay. The phone was released and all the reviews said the same thing. They did it. It was a true flagship killer, and with the price of $399, they absolutely deserved all the praise that they were getting. OnePlus 3 featured all the expected flagship specs of the time, but this time they added even more. NFC, AMOLED display, dash charge, excellent fingerprint sensor, and an all-aluminum build. Tech world once again started talking about OnePlus and what were their plans for the future. In the following years, the company released more and more phones with the same formula. Great specs, great software, great price. Their fan base was becoming more massive than ever, and the company was getting bigger and bigger. As of 2019, their revenue was $1.4 billion. Truly impressive achievement for a company that launched its first smartphone 5 years ago. But now, let's talk about 2020 and how the company changed their philosophy from being the flagship killer to becoming the full-priced, almost $1,000 flagship today. With the launch of OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro, a lot of fans are not sure what to think of the OnePlus right now. $900 for the top-of-the-line 8 Pro was quite a bump in price from the previous years. And of course, that put them almost right next to Samsung and Apple prices. But I want to say what I personally think about this and where do I stand with it. For start, OnePlus today is a big company. They are not a company that has to rely on flagship killer slogan anymore, and they are now in position to make full flagship devices with all the best software and hardware features that are available on the market at the moment. We all knew that the latest Snapdragon 865 chipset with 5G was going to cost more this year, and almost every other manufacturer had a bump in price because of that. For example, we can compare OnePlus 8 Pro with Galaxy S20 Ultra. Both top-of-the-line smartphones and with almost identical specs. But the price difference is $500, and that is a big thing. You can argue about Oxygen OS versus One UI and which camera do you prefer more. But at the end of the day, these are small differences. But truth be told, Samsung can still offer their buyers regular S20 or S20 Plus with almost the identical specs at a lower price. Companies like Samsung, Apple and Huawei are still more expensive with their latest and greatest models, and you can say that OnePlus is probably still the best price to spec smartphone there is. But that price difference is becoming smaller than ever. No one knows what plans does OnePlus have for the future, but I think we can all agree that $300–400 flagship smartphones are way past us, and we probably won't see those prices coming back unless something drastically changes. In their short history, OnePlus has already done much for the tech world, and they still keep pushing. They are not the flagship killers anymore, but I think OnePlus can make a space for themselves in the flagship territory. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below, click on the bell and turn on the notifications. I would really appreciate it.